When KCCEB was established back in the 1970s, there was a pretty strong spirit of community service and an interest in the ways in which the social environment could be changed by individuals to help individuals have better lives and work together with each other. There's a kind of a move against public support of individuals. So it could be, welfare, it could be education, it could be healthcare, anything for people. You're supposed to take care of that yourself. And so we are supposed to take care of our children all alone. Nobody takes care of them. If we left our children out there, they would die. The schools are horrible. The healthcare for them is horrible. So we have to struggle and do our best as individual parents to ensure the survival of our children. So everybody has to focus on their individual husband or wife and children, because nobody else is going to help you. That's kind of an exaggeration, but it does seem very precarious. And in this society then, individuals have to take care of themselves, their own promotion, their own job, their own getting ahead, their own education, take care of their kids. And there isn't a lot of room to worry about somebody else in the community or for the collectivity or other people. So the mood right now, and I hope it doesn't last, the mood right now is very different. It's harder to get the sort of group spirit or community spirit or grassroots spirit that was present in the 1960s and 1970s. I think human beings just want to love and belong to a community. Basically the most satisfying things that people remember are not the day they got their PhD or the day they got the raise or the day they bought their boat or something, but actually are some small moments of ordinary and great pleasure with some other people. So those are things I don't know, but I am imagining that many immigrants already had those when they left their home country, some kind of close human community. And they took it for granted. Like most grandparents don't think that after the family immigrates, they won't be able to speak to their grandchildren in the same language. Nobody thinks that your grandchildren won't speak your language, but we think, oh, will I get a job? Will my child get into college? Will I get a nice house? And we assume that we'll speak the same language or that we'll be in a community or we won't be isolated. But I think that KCCEB has the potential and philanthropy has the potential to give us the kind of satisfaction that only human relations and serving someone other than our own selves, it sounds stupid, but our own selves and our own material advancement, that is pretty satisfying, but not that satisfying in the end. I believe that when we're on our deathbed, we're not going to be thinking, I should have worked one more day or I should have bought one more thing. We'll remember some relationships that we had. And so philanthropy or doing something that supports the community gives us an opportunity to create something wonderful that we can relive before we die, I think. So it sounds sappy, but that's what I think.
I think it's really important, again, that all of us recognize the interconnectedness of all of us to our each other and how our community and our society acts as a unit. And so, again, if you want to do better, your community has to do better. And that's what it means to me. I think it's really, really important that, that every single individual finds happiness, success, accessibility, affordability, and enjoyment and happiness in life. And in order to do that, some of us maybe can help others, and others help us as well. So I think that kind of thing is what volunteerism and philanthropy is all about.
What I really get out of my job in general is to be able to help people, to make new immigrants happen, to make people's American dreams come true. And KCCEB has been a great place for me to be able to do that. And I'm really thankful that KCCEB has allowed me to stay here for almost 10 years volunteering and helping immigrant communities among our Korean American population in East Bay and beyond. When I was in law school, you know, as with most students, you start wondering what you want to do with your life, with your education, all the money that you've borrowed from the bank, and what you're going to do with it. And I was looking around to see, exploring different fields, and a friend of mine introduced me to KCCEB, particularly because I was fluent in Korean. So I came here once and volunteered, and I had such a great experience. I was working with real people instead of just being in the library, reading law books, and not having any people interaction. And people really appreciated my being here and being able to speak Korean, being able to relate to them as a fellow immigrant. So it was almost like an addiction. I became addicted to coming here. I came every weekend, every month, every Saturdays for the immigration clinic. And before you know it, time just flew by. I guess when you're having fun, time just flies by.
저는 맥카운 에반스의 이민 변호사 사무실에서 일하고요. 처음엔 좀 민망하다고 할까요? 한국 사람들 만난다는 생각이 좀 어색했어요. 왜냐면 미국에 제가 온 이유가 한국 사람들 안 만날 수 있을까 하는 바람에서 왔었는데, 근데 점점 저도 미국 내에서는 이민자 신분이기 때문에 그분들의 심정을 조금씩 알게 되더라고요. 이렇게 불안감, 자기 신분에 대한 불안감 내지는 이 다음에 어떻게 되는 걸까? 내지는 내가 내일도 일을 할 수 있을까? 이런 불안감들이 늘 저한테도 있었기 때문에 이 일을 시작하게 된 게 어쩌면 우연이 아닐 거라는 생각이 들어서 계속 시작하게 되면서 사람들의 따뜻함을 좀 더 알게 된 것 같아요. 내 자신보다는 사람들에 대해서 좀 더 눈을 뜨게 된 계기가 아니었나 싶어요.
I think that, you know, the issue of philanthropy is one of contributing to the community, you know, as a whole. One is recognizing, you know, that you are part of an overall community. You know, for me as a Chinese American, there was a certain experience at the time. I think I was somewhat fortunate to be around during a very politically active period, you know, one that there was a lot of political consciousness as well as national consciousness, you know, of being Chinese, of being Asian American, growing up in Asian America. That was, I think, something that a lot of us, a lot of my peers and friends, you know, saw ourselves as trying to shape that sense of community and that sense of consciousness. So, you know, what I've tried to do is, you know, in my life, to try to develop that sense and try to be able to contribute, you know, to the community through my efforts.
Philanthropy to me means giving back. It means giving your time. It may be giving your money as well to those who are less fortunate. It's important for me to give back to the community because as you're growing up in this community, as you get older, you have to step back and realize how much you've taken in. And it's your role and your responsibility to give back, to help those who are not as fortunate as you, and to help those who don't necessarily ask for help, but need it. They don't have to ask, you just have the notion of giving it to them. People in unfortunate circumstances, they don't make that choice to be in an unfortunate circumstance. They don't make that choice to not have health insurance, to not have a job. We do have a choice, and that choice is to help them and to take on that responsibility of helping other people who, just as I said before, are not as fortunate as you are. You have a choice morally to do something, and that means doing something right.